Thanks everyone for coming. This is our second annual recognition assembly, sort of a year in review, chance to introduce faces to all the changes that have happened in the department, celebrate lots of the recognition that we've had, and to give out a few of the prizes that the department gives out during the year. We're doing this on Zoom, so we have a Zoom audience. I don't know if we can get the Zoom audience up on the screen, but we have a lot of remote participants, too, from our alumni, which should be a lot of fun. So Charlene put together this slideshow for me, and she always likes me to start off with bonding together since 1846, sort of the department motto showing what the department looked a lot like me at one point in time, right? Doesn't look like so much like me anymore, right? So there's been an awful lot of progress that's happened over the last 100 years, actually the last even 5 or 10. So I want to start with some welcomes and farewells. We've had a lot of people join the department, and a lot of people have left and moved on to other things in their careers. And the department's really graduate student centric. You guys are the lifeblood of the research that goes on in the department. And if it wasn't for the graduate students, I'm not so sure this place would really exist in any way that it has. It's something like nearly 40 students joined. You were all welcomed. We were still, all in masks, in this, back in September. We didn't really know what the year was going to bring, and here we are, largely in a society where that's no longer required, which is great. We've also brought in a lot of postdocs. We don't have a ceremony that really recognizes all the new faces, and so some of you see them, but they haven't been welcomed to the department. We've had nearly 40 new postdocs and research scientists join the department during the year, and we couldn't put together the list of all the people who have left. It's an enormous amount, but every one of those ones that you think about. You've heard the nightmares of getting their visas sorted out or their payroll sorted out. I just want you to know that those are dealt with an extraordinarily talented staff that we have, and we have probably the largest collection of postdocs and research scientists of any department on campus. Staff, all right. The staff is really super important. What we do just wouldn't happen at all in modern society without our staff. So Robin joined us this last year. Where's Robin? Is Robin somewhere here? Robin, can you raise your hand? Wave or something? I don't see Robin, right? Well, it was a new administrative assistant that joined us. Carrie D'Antone, who's in the stockroom, right? What? She's in the stockroom. She's working. She's working. She's watching. Okay, hi, Carrie. Right? Two lifelines for me. Sarah and Kirsten, are you here?
I think they're watching.
They're watching. Oh, they're going to have to come down here sooner or later. All right, so Sarah and Kirsten, you're going to have to come down here so everyone can see us. So they are the Faculty and Academic Affairs Office, and they process all of those postdocs and all the faculty paperwork and remind me that, that Amy Marie's due a leave, in such and such a year. So you really want to be friendly with them, right? Returning, so Patty last year had retired, but now she's back as a senior administrative assistant, and we had one staff member left us, Carolyn. She's in the FAS Dean's office, and so we get to see her once in a while. And a sort of a bittersweet farewell to Dr. G. He's been here 30 years in July. It's the first permanent lecturer to teach in the general chemistry sequence. It's been a privilege to have him as a colleague. He was always a fixture at Science Saturdays when they were running full strength. You'll still see him here occasionally in the summer school, but he's retiring after 30 years here at Yale. In addition, there's some. Yeah. Dr. G's not here. So we have a very successful program for preceptors that really make it possible to offer some of our larger courses, and it's a transitional program to train for students who've decided as graduate students or postdocs that their passion is in teaching, but they don't have any formal teaching experience, and it gives them an opportunity to get some teaching on their resumes, but to take advantage of mentoring by the excellent teaching staff that we have here in the department, to work with faculty and to work with the Porvu Center for professional development. And it's been very successful. The two most recent preceptors, Hannah Lant, she left us last year and went on to the University of Chicago, where she's a teaching faculty member there. And Aaron, who is Aaron here? Aaron, knows he. He's got office hours. He's right across the hall. He's right across the hall. And Aaron's going up to Connecticut College, right? So he's landed a position as well. And they're not here, but they actually maybe Tim is his. Tim here? Tim isn't here. So we have two new preceptors that are joining. Tim will be the preceptor for the general chemistry sequence, and will start with us in July. Ruth Son is coming to us from Washington University in St. Louis, right? And is going to work in the organic sequence. So look for them arriving over the summer. Now, chemistry in the news. So just I'll do a brief rundown of some of the things that have happened. This is all due to Charlene, who's running this meeting right now. Right? I could not do this without Charlene. She makes sure that I don't have slides that just are a bunch of white with equations on them. Right? So she's really good at that, and pictures that are properly sized or whatnot. If you see something that looks like it was off, it's probably because I edited it. And the digital bond and that everyone sends their news and accomplishments to. And I have to tell you that weekly, literally, this is no hyperbole, I get emails from people in our upper administration, from the development office, from alumni, because they think the digital bond is so great, and they want to hear about all of the news that comes out. The people at our Office of Public Affairs love the fact that Charlene's writing all of these articles, because they go to meet a deadline, they just grab one and they just republish it again, right? And there's nothing more, a bigger compliment than invitation. So there's been an awful lot. So that news from alumni, right? To all sorts of science that we've had to what the staff is doing. Awards that students get, awards that we give, companies that get founded by faculty and receive a lot of money. Finding, what the glassmiths do, which we have some examples up here on the lectern. And there's just, all sorts of things, and changes that are reported on. Learning about, prior graduates that have, moved into administration or are heading up startup companies. It's just a great way to tie the community together, not just here at Yale, but to the rest of the community at Yale and to our alumni. Right? When I got here, that we had a similar thing. It was called the Yale Chemist Newsletter, and it was printed on a mimeograph. Anyone here old enough to have seen a mimeograph machine? Yeah, 2 hands, 3 hands, 4 hands went up. I'm surprised. I figured I was about the only one, right? Right. So this is a great improvement for the department. All right. So events. So we've getting direction here that I'm out of the spotlight. Right. So we're now back to having events. And things like the holiday party that disappeared during the pandemic. These like this new event, right? The Crabtree Symposium. Wow, that was a great thing that happened. It was one of the most inspirational things I've seen on campus in a long time. We were able to have a Kirkwood Award and a YCS, and we'll have YCS again in the fall, much more like we did in the past. Visiting days went off, not exactly as we would have liked. We were worried that COVID was going to interfere, so we had 3 visiting days. It was kind of hell, right? We're not doing that again. Can I hear a hurrah for that? Right, not doing that again. Right? So there will be 2, and only 2, this coming year. But that's an awful lot of work. They're already scheduled. And this team is a big visiting days team. I should just put the whole department up here, right? But especially Lisa Hines. Is Lisa online? Maybe. Charlene's looking to see if Lisa's. So Lisa really does all sorts of behind the scenes with Kara and Maggie, right? The committee, led by Tim, right, put an awful lot of work and effort into this, and there's a lot of staff support that made this work. Everyone worked together as a team to pull off the visiting days, and we couldn't do it without all the volunteers. And I hope we've got everyone included here, right, on this, between the graduate students and postdocs and the staff. You guys did a fantastic job, and we got another class of 40 coming in, right? Wow, yeah. So I can't say enough. You know, Charlene's looking at me like I'm stepping out of the spotlight again. For the volunteer efforts that we had for this. All right, and I want to make a shout out to our alumni, many of whom are watching us online as this is going out over Zoom, for their donations. Those, visiting day is not a cheap proposition, even though Kelly and I try to keep it cheap. It never. We always blow the budget by about a factor of 2, and if it wasn't for the alumni who are donating as generously as they do, we wouldn't be able to do this at all. Right? One of the things that for me, that really made it feel normal was the return of outreach, science outreach to the community. We had a Science Saturday a few weeks ago, and I felt it was time to get rid of my COVID long hair because things were finally normal, right? We were out of the woods, and there's just tons of it, right? So the magic shows happened, open labs. Right, the open houses, we have the summer programs going again. There's been a lot of West Campus projects, and these are all happening now, and it's a great thing that the department does for the community, and they're extraordinarily thankful for that. Faculty have had a lot of achievement. I just want to call out the things that faculty let us know about for achievement. So. Caitlin was elected chair of the Protein Folding Dynamics Gordon Conference. That's a real nod. Stacy got the Mass Spec Association Mass Spec Research Award. She's also started a new chapter of the Chemical Biology Society. Where's Stacy? Stacy here? Yes? Did I get that right? Close enough? Sure. Yeah. Good enough. Yeah. Right. The faculty have been giving lots of named lectures. I know Scott's given more than one. He's off on his 10th maybe right now, and this is the one that he happened to mention. A few awards. Sarah very nicely got a Paul Allen Distinguished Investigator Award and a Falk Medical Search Transitional Award. So if you give Sarah a hand, those are real things. Highline is just permanently a highly cited researcher. He must have another lab in China doing this, right? So Highline, are you online? Is he online? Nope, not here. Okay. And he's become the editor of Nano Research and got an award as the best editor for that. Victor was elected to the Connecticut Academy of Science and Engineering and the UK Royal Society of Chemistry. And then a couple of our faculty have gotten innovator awards. Seth has founded this company, Modified Biosciences, and got a Faculty Innovation Award. He's smiling, even though I think that's Tamar standing next to him. I don't know. He's usually not smiling when he's talking about her, but he's smiling anyway. It must be a big check. And David got a Blavatnik Award also for the sort of innovations that he's responsible for. John, where's John? Is John here? No, John's not here. John got another Synthesis Award. This is a really nice award, the Alan Day Award from the Philadelphia Organic Chemists Club. Okay, now something that we don't often see, especially most of the science doesn't know about, is that there's is the Staff Recognition Award. So the university runs a program that recognizes staff service every 5 years or so, but it's largely hidden from us, which I don't think is good. So we'd like to start a tradition here where we'd like to recognize staff service also. And I'm going to probably need some help handing things out. Let's see. Who's going to help me here? Pat? Can you give me a hand here? Right? So the SAF awards come with. Erin's going to help. Well, she can't. You can't help. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Right. So Christina, right? Tremonti, she's in the stock room, right? Is Christina here? Yay! Hey, come on up, Christina. Right. And Daryl and Preston have made these really nice commemorative goblets, right? That show the number of years of service. So, Christina.
Thank you.
And there's one for Leanne, who's also a journal assistant, but she's in Pennsylvania someplace. So yes, right. And then we have Erin and Teresa. Where's Teresa? Come on up, Teresa. Come on up, Erin. So I can't believe it's only been 10 years. I could not run this place without the third of Erin that I get, right? And Teresa, the laboratories would not work at all, the organic labs, without Teresa. Sarah, one of my... Sarah, are you off there? Yes, Sarah's hiding, right? Sarah's upstairs. She's hiding. Yeah. So we're going to shame you for not coming. It's a beautiful picture, Sarah. We know you don't like your picture taken. Her husband's a photographer, and it's a great picture. Everyone say it's a great picture. Sarah. Right? And she's been here 15 years. We've only had her in the department for two-ish, and we hope she's here 15. Well, long past the time I retire, right? The office wouldn't work. Carol, where's Carol? Is Carol here? Carol. 20 years. Carol. She's hiding in CRB. So she's probably watching in CRB. So Carol will have some beverage in this, I'm sure. Right? 20 years. So. Brian. Did you leave Brian in the stock room?
Brian's in the stock.
Brian's in the stock room, right? Well, so Brian's 25 years. You know, I remember, especially at the beginning of the pandemic, it was Brian and myself. Oh, here's Kirsten, hooray, and Kara, right? At the beginning of the pandemic, it was just myself and Brian were the designated people that had to come in to make sure that the magnets didn't quench and the liquid nitrogen got delivered, right? And so he was here every day, right? So. Last but not least on this list, Dave Johnson. I don't know where Dave is, right? Otherwise known as Sundance. It's an inside joke, right? 35 years. So he runs the student shop and has been a fixture of the department for a long time. So here's to Dave, if he wants to. Thank you, Pat. All right. So your advisors have provided lists of awards one is postdocs and graduate students, right? Lots of poster awards. Chris was named a top CAS Top 100 Future Leader Award, travel grants, fellowships. Go postdocs. The graduate students, so these are all external awards, various travel awards from the ACS poster prizes, bridge travel awards. Alexi was a co-chair of a GRS. That's the prestigious thing to get chosen to lead. And we've got 6 new NSF fellows. Right, one of these is one of our undergraduates. Sebastian is going on with the rest of another set of NSF GRSTs. Right, and one award that most of you probably don't know about is the Elm Ivy Award. I've got one of these on my resume that I'm particularly proud of because these are awards that are given for service to the community. They're given either by Yale to the community, right, or people within the community working with Yale, and Open Labs, which is this collection largely of people. That's what I've been told from Josie, Matt, Deandra, a whole list. From chemistry in the West Campus, run this Open Labs program that has a number of different things. They're exploring science. There's Science Cafe, the Flip Science Fair. I'm hoping that they're going to bolt onto science on Saturdays. They're such a great group. They did something during the pandemic that I certainly didn't have the energy to do. They did outreach online, right? Over and over and over and over again. I mean, it was really frustrating to try to do that online, and these guys just stuck at it. So, is there anyone here from Open Labs? Josie, I see Josie. Okay, so anybody on here, stand up. Right, Josie. Yeah, Deandra. Yep. Okay, guys. Yeah. Hannah. So that's really well deserved. I think a prestigious award to receive from the university. I think President Salafay got to shake your hand, right, for that? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, undergraduate recognition. We have more poster awards, summer research fellows, students in the Star Summer program. Also, there's a first-year summer research fellowship, so some of these students you'll see around in the labs this summer. In addition, we have these undergraduate research fellowships that are fairly prestigious, the Yale College Dean's Office Fellowships and the Rosenfeld Scholars Program. So these pay quite nice stipends with a few other benefits as well. The department has its own fellowship program, from the Fleischer Endowment. So the Fleischer Fellows, they're all students who've spent time in the department over the summer through the generosity of the Fleischer family. We have is Ev online? We should try to see if we can share Ed. I don't know if we can figure out how to do this. So Ed was a PhD here a long time ago. Yes.
I'm here.
Yep. Hey there, Ev. How you doing? Can we get Ev? See if we can get Ev on. We'll see if we can show. Oh, here we can probably. Let's see. How do I figure out how to pin Ev? Can you get him on there somehow? I'm going to try to get Ev out. So Ev's family established the Fleischer Prize to recognize excellence in chemistry, and as the fund grew, and especially after Yale put a cap on the sizes of the awards that we could give, the fund grew and grew and grew. And at the time, the chair of the department was Don Crothers, and friends, contemporary with Ev. And they worked with the family to take what was prize money and also use it to support these summer fellowships. And so a student in chemistry, a major in chemistry next to never, probably have to stop sharing me. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. There we go. Okay. You can pin Ev. There's Ev.
There I am.
There you are. You know where you are, Ev.
I just calculated that I was a freshman at Yale 69 years ago.
That was before I was born, Ev.
My father, whose prize is honored, was first stepped at Yale and into the lab, the same door that everyone steps through 103 years ago.
Wow. Well, considering the building's only 101 years old.
Maybe
He must have gone through the Kent lab.
he used to tell me he went through the front door.
So we have a new class of Fleischer Fellows, right? So I don't know if we can get that back up. Go back to the share screen, maybe. Yep. There we go. So for this, whoops. It's thinking. It's stuck. It's stuck. Technology's great. There we go. Right. So these are our new Fleischer Fellows. Right. So Ev, meet the new Fleischer Fellows. Are any of you guys here? Nicholas, Theo, Erica? Okay. Anyway, guys, stand up. So say hi to Ev and thank him for your summer. All right. When we're done, we'll let you have a private conversation with Ev. Thank you, Ev.
Great.
Right. And congratulations to all the graduating seniors in the class of 2023. Everybody's a senior, stand up. Who are the other seniors? Any other seniors here? They're bashful. Okay. All right, they're all getting ready for their posters. Okay. All right, so every year the department has a couple of awards that it gives. So last year the prize winners were for the Bourbon Prize was Anna Buxo, and then for the Douglas Moore Prize, which is also awarded for excellence in the field of chemistry, to Aurora Gretman. These awards will be announced at graduation, right? And so the committee's asked me not to announce them yet. Okay. There will also be 3 Fleischer Awards as well. Right? These are awards that will be announced at graduation. And again, these are last year's winners, and the committee has asked me to not recognize the new students quite yet. Right? Now we've got about 40 PhDs that are graduating. How many? So who are the graduating? Anyone who's a graduating PhD, stand up. Only 2. So they're all overlapping. Next. And so we've given awards. So last fall we gave these T.F. Cook Awards, right? As TA awards, we'll give another set in the fall. Recently, the prize teaching fellows were given. So Alexandra got a prize teaching fellow. That's one of the highest awards you can get from Yale College. Is Alexandra here? No. Right. And then there is a prize that the department gives in recognition of research for graduating PhDs, right? This is the Wolfgang Prize. Richard Wolfgang was a physical chemist who died prematurely. He was a nuclear chemist. He was a faculty member here. I forget, I think Tully was actually in his group at the time. Before he was just a theoretician, he did experimental work with Dick Wolfgang. And so every year the faculty are asked to nominate students on the basis of their thesis, and then a secret committee selects a winner or 2. And this year's recipients, drum roll please. Max Secor and Tian Q. So guys, come down here. Max, I see you, Max. Tian, I see you also. So suitable for framing. All right. There you go. And these will also be announced when you walk, assuming that you walk, right? Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. I'll shake my hand. What do you know? Okay. All right. Now, I'd like, if possible, I'd like to have Professor Nilay Hazari come up and tell you about the awarding of a new prize.
Thank you very much, Kurt. As some of you know, early on in the pandemic, in June of 2020, our friend and colleague Charlie Schmattenmeyer passed away. We had a symposium for Charlie, who was a physical chemist and had been on the faculty since 1995, towards the end of last year. And in that symposium, we gathered many of his alumni, his family members, and many people in this room to listen to talks and celebrate Charlie's life. we as a faculty and Charlie's family also wanted to do something more permanent to honor Charlie's legacy. And for those of you who know Charlie, he was a wonderful chemist specializing in terahertz spectroscopy, but service to the university and the department was very important to him. He served as the Director of Graduate Studies for many years, and he was an inaugural member of the Yale Faculty Senate. Given his interest in graduate students, we thought that one of the best ways to honor Charlie was to create an award for one graduate student every year, and this award would celebrate a student who both was academically excellent, like Charlie, but also had contributed to the department through their citizenship. So this year we're going to award our first Schmattenmeyer Prize. We raised some money for this from alumni and other friends of the department. It's not clear whether I'm announcing the award or Kurt
Yes,
is.
You're announcing the award. You're going to tell me when?
Okay, so I'll give a sort of brief introduction. I think that this year there are a number of candidates who had contributed in many different ways to the department. I was not part of the selection committee, but I know that the candidate who was selected was a person who contributed in many different ways to the department. Outreach, as Kurt mentioned earlier, was one of them. But perhaps you best know this person because her caricatures are all over the department. Right? So it's with great pleasure that we recognize Sarah Ostrich as the first Schmattenmeyer Prize recipient. This is particularly poignant because Sarah was also a member of Charlie's group when he passed away.
Thank you. So the next award that we would like to discuss and give out is the Harry Wasserman Teaching Award. Harry was a professor here. Started back in the days when they had classes of instructors that came in, not unlike our preceptors, who then eventually became faculty. He taught here for 50 years. Was an accomplished watercolorist. So you've seen many of his paintings around campus. And was a clarinet player, and loved teaching organic chemistry. He gave this, what was known as the Margarita Lecture. I've got a video here. We're going to try to play this, if we can. So this is Harry, in this room. You'll notice that the room's a little different. And it's been closed captioned and edited by Mike McBride. And this was shown at, I think, Harry's Feitschrift. So let's see if it's...
Well, Harry Wasserman was affectionately known as Hollywood Harry, although I never heard anyone actually mention that in front of him. But he commanded this space, you know that. He owned these blackboards and that ability to draw those perfect circles. In the fall of 1980, just before his 60th birthday, I snuck into 110 with the state-of-the-art technology at the time, a Bell & Howell Super 8 sound movie camera, to record the very famous Margarita Lecture. And we were going to play it for him at his 60th birthday party. We had a big thing all planned. But I was sitting way in the back, and the sound was terrible, and the picture wasn't much better. And so it sat in my closet for the last 35 years, until Greg Berger, who couldn't be here today, said, hey, get that film out, and he sent it to Professor McBride. And the two of these guys have sort of digitized this thing. And we're going to play the Margarita Lecture, all right?
A lecture on SN1 and SN2 nucleophilic substitution. And there's our SN1 mechanism, SN2. And this is an important reaction because, as you can see here, we're generating If this reaction goes, chloride displacing OH, we're generating now this toxic material.
I don't know about you, but this was not my organic chemistry class. So clearly, Harry loved teaching, or at least his margaritas. And the family, in his memory, has established the Wasserman Prize for teaching excellence in teaching undergraduate chemistry. Now, this is the endowment. The indenture restricts us to tenured members of the faculty because Harry thought that too many of us tried to avoid teaching undergraduates, and he thought that this would be a little bit of an incentive, right? And so, to select this, undergraduates are asked for nominations. Last year, the inaugural prize winner was Professor Vaccaro. And we have this nice. So, John, you have to tell me what the molecule is.
That's the vinyl bisatyl tricarbonate.
Okay. So this is a molecule that was meant something to Harry, right? And this is, again, another great thing that Daryl and Preston have put together from the glass shop, right? And I'd like to invite Professor Vaccaro to stay here with me while we reveal this year's award winner. So the student nominations came in. There were lots of nominations, right? Something like, I think we had something like 75 nominations that came in. And a very large fraction of the faculty were nominated. So the nominees are Jason Crawford for Chem 221.
Caitlin Davis for Chem 165.
Nilay Hazari, Chem 161.
Seth Herzon, Chem 174.
Jim Meyer, Chem 163.
Scott Miller, Chem 221.
Tim Newhouse, Chem 174 and Chem 220.
Sarah Slavov, Chem 220.
And David Spiegel, Chem 220.
Tian Zhu, Chem 332.
Even for PCAM. Right. So these were all great nominations. I mean, there were multiple nominations for these faculty, with students saying, very inspirational things, right? And the winner is?
And the committee had a hard time deciding, but in the end, our winner for this year's Harry Wasserman Prize is Professor Nilay Hazari at Chem 161. Come up so we can embarrass you properly.
We have to hold this, so now we have to get our picture taken with, but you have to hold this, Nilay.
Yeah,
Oh, you
he
gotta
has
take
to
it.
take the mask off.
Oh, okay. This is just to embarrass Nilay. As many pictures as possible. No, you can't sit down quite yet. No.
No, there's more.
There's more.
So we have to go over a few of the student comments to embarrass you fully. No, stay. So Dr. Nilay, many of the students, nominated Dr. Nilay, not Dr. Hazari, Dr. Nilay. And I've compiled some comments from students in order of increasing embarrassment. So the first comment, he made lectures engaging and he always lent a listening ear whenever we had concerns, as a good instructor surely should. I found his ability to teach with kindness and directness wonderful. He is an incredible teacher and I can't think of anyone better suited for the prize. Truly outstanding comment. And finally, he was absolutely exceptional, made an effort to get to know each person in his 250-student lecture, and was simply a pleasure to learn from. And then this final sentence, which we all have to keep in mind. Advance, Kurt. I do hope you consider him from the ward, as I am confident I will not enjoy learning from another professor for the rest of my career at Yale. You can't beat that statement.
You have to stand up, Nilay.
You're most welcome. Most deserved. But there's more.
But there's more. So later today, there will be a reception, and Nilay also won the Dylan Hickson Prize, right, for awarded by Yale College for teaching in the natural sciences. So this is a big deal also, and was unknown to the committee at the time that they awarded him. So congratulations again. Okay, so thanks everyone for coming. I hope you'll go see our seniors in their poster session in the library. I'd like to invite the Fleischer Fellows to hang around for just a few minutes, and anyone who wants to speak with some of our alumni that are online on Zoom after everyone else is cleared out. And thank you again for coming.